everyone. Welcome to SceneDaily.com. I'm Steve Wade, along with my colleagues Battling Bob Pockris and Lee, the Field Marshal Montgomery. Okay, guys, it's come to this. We've got one race left before the chase starts. And the situation is well in flux right now. Only 4 guys among the top 12 that will go into the chase are locked into position. That means there are 8 spots open, and we got 10 guys going for it. Bob, what can we expect at Richmond?
I think you can expect some craziness at Richmond. Now, technically, David Ruderman's going to get mad at you because technically he still has a shot, but you know he'd have to win, and 600 other things would have to happen. So I think we're going to see a lot of craziness. And you know, Kyle Busch won there in the last May, so he's going to have to win, and he doesn't have to win, but really help his cause if he wins. And he still needs some help. Yeah,
he does need some help. He's in 14th place. He's presently 37 points out of the chase. That's a drop from Atlanta when he was 34. But Lee, there's other guys that are going to figure in this.
Well, the one other guy that's just ahead of him, Brian Vickers, I guess, is in 13th, correct? Yeah, he hasn't done very well at Richmond in the past. I printed out the last 5 stats for the last 5 races here in Richmond, and he wasn't even in the top 28. That shows you how bad he's been there. So let's consider that too. He's going to have to step up his performance if he's going to want to have a chance to make the chase and climb over whoever it is that's going to have to fall out of the chase for him to get in position. So that's the thing we're going to look at this week. You know, a lot this weekend. The guys that are 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th,
right?
They're going to have to step up their performance too. They're going to have to run well. There's no margin for error.
Yeah, one of those guys has been hanging on in 12th place is Matt Kenseth. Gosh, I thought he was out of it at Atlanta after getting to the incident right there, and his car didn't run very well. But they came back to finish 12th. That's the kind of tenacity that's pretty much kept him in it. But at Richmond, I don't know if he can afford that, Bob.
Exactly. I mean, I think it'd be hard, you know, if you struggle early to make that type of a comeback. But, you know, it's funny because we keep saying, well, Matt Kenseth might drop out, he might drop out, and he still stays in. I'd said for weeks I thought Casey Kane, maybe because of his inconsistency or his not winning a ton of races, might drop out. And look what he did. He goes out, wins Atlanta, and puts himself in pretty solid position, 96 points ahead of the cutoff right now.
Yeah.
And you know, you want to say, well, Kyle Busch, he wins lots of races. He could definitely race his way in there. Well, if he can definitely race his way in there, why isn't he in there by now?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Let's consider this, too. Atlanta was a wide-open racetrack. The guys could run pretty much where they wanted to on it. It's a very fast track. Comparatively few cautions next to some other tracks. Richmond, we're talking short track here, Lee. How can that make a difference?
Well, it can make a big difference, obviously. You can get into somebody else's mess and fall out of the chase. It's not even your fault. You can be running the top 5, and a lap car could knock you out of the way or whatever. So this is one of the things that could happen. Bad luck could strike any of these guys we're talking about here, and they could fall out and not even be their fault. Now, of course, I do remember a couple of years ago, Tony Stewart was battling trying to get in the chase, and he just ran terrible there, which is unusual. So we could
wrecked his primary car in practice, and then his backup wasn't.
We could see a situation like that again. A guy who's done very well there in the past could just come out and just struggle, just because, for whatever reason, even the pressure could get to some of these guys.
You got to admit there's got to be pressure for a lot of these guys, right?
Well, I mean, not only is there pressure for a lot of these guys, there's double file restarts for a lot of these guys, and when you have 11 guys battling for 8 spots, you know that there's going to be a double file restart where 2 of these guys are going to be side by side, and neither one of them's going to want to give an inch.
Well, the good thing about Richmond is that they can race side by side, and they can keep it up for lap after lap. The bad thing is double file restarts. It's 2 by 2 all the way through the field. Somebody makes a mistake.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, all the preparation in the world for these guys might not make the difference. We've been talking about a lot of things that can happen at Richmond, and as we said earlier, there's only 4 guys locked in. So things are pretty much wide open at Richmond.